having gastric sleeve surgery or any other bariatric weight loss surgery, it's not a get out of jail free card. It's not how I'm feeling, the good, the bad, the ugly, and all that stuff, because I know. Hi lovely people, it's your girl Fari and welcome back to my channel. Guys, thank you for tuning in for another video and let's get to it. So now that I'm officially 1 year post-op from my gastric sleeve surgery, I thought it would be quite nice to do a video just to give you guys more insight into the whole experience, all the weight loss, how I'm feeling, the good, the bad, the ugly, and all that stuff, because I know there's so many of you guys that are like interested in the journey, and so many people have been commenting asking for updates and advice and all that type of stuff. So I thought today's the day, let's film the video. So yeah guys, 1 year post-op, like that is insane. I just feel like the last 12 months have flown by. Like today's the 19th. Yeah, the 19th of March. So literally I'm one year and 1 week post-op. As you guys already know, I had my surgery on the 13th of March 2023, and yeah, it's now 2024 and I am 5 stone down. Guys, 5 stone, that is insane. 5 stone is like, I should have probably done the maths before I came and did the video. Let me get all the numbers, but yeah, 5 stone. Right, I'm a bit more prepared now, so I've got my numbers. 5 stone is 70 pounds, guys. 70 pounds, which is 32 kgs, 31.7 kgs, so basically 32 kgs. That's insane. Like that is actually insane that that's how much weight I've lost. Like it's mind-blowing. It almost doesn't feel like it. Like I think now when I look back to when I was bigger, it almost, when you are bigger, you don't actually feel as big as you are, to be honest. Because now when I look back and think I've lost 70 pounds, in my head I would think I'd be like super skinny, but I'm not. Like I'm still like kind of like slim thick or whatever you want to call it, I don't know. But yeah, that is kind of insane. And honestly, it's been such a journey. Like it's been a good journey. There's obviously been highs and lows, and yeah, the good, the bad, and ugly. But honestly, I would do it all over again. Like I feel so much happier. I feel so much more confident. Like I guess let me start with the good stuff about the surgery, the transformation, the journey, all that good stuff, and then I can jump to the sort of like negative side of things, I suppose. So yeah, in terms of the good stuff, I've got my confidence back and more, like even more than before, to be honest. Like I used to be confident and then I don't know, I kind of just lost my confidence. I wasn't happy anymore. I didn't really like the way I looked, and then yeah, I just wasn't really confident in myself anymore. But now that I'm so much healthier, I feel like your girl has got her spark back. Like people even say that as well. Like when I've been posting videos on social media, people will be like, you look so happy, you're smiling more, and I'm like, thank God, because that's me. Like I've always been a positive person, but I think part of that just kind of got shadowed, I guess, or I didn't really come out as much just because I didn't really feel like myself anymore. So one of the things that I've been loving, I've just honestly been feeling so much more positive, happy, confident, even when it comes to things like shopping as well. You guys already know your girl loves to shop. I love some new bags, new shoes, new clothes, all that good stuff. But now I actually feel confident in shopping. Like now I'm getting to that stage where I feel like I could probably go out and buy what I want and actually like how it looks. Of course there's days where I'm like, I could look a bit better, or that doesn't look too good on me. But for the most part, I feel like I can actually buy the things that I want, because again, in the past, yes, of course I still had good days when I was bigger, and I still, you know, tried to work with my body and wear things that were nice, but it took a lot more effort. Like I was just very self-conscious, so I would have to be like mindful about what I was wearing. Were things too tight for me? Often you'd find that I'd just wear a lot of baggy stuff because I was just trying to cover up, and that probably wasn't a good idea as well, because then it just made me look even less flattering, let's just say. Whereas now I feel like I feel more confident wearing things that are a bit tighter, things that are a bit more bit more me. Like I feel like I can let my style out a bit more, and I also feel a bit more confident in wearing things that I wouldn't have worn in the past, you know, things that are like sort of off the shoulder or like reveal a bit more skin, or like, you know, tighter skirts or shorter skirts or whatever it may be. And now I feel a lot more confident wearing that. Even things like colors, like I feel a lot more like I'm not standing out too much by wearing a bright color, whereas in the past I would just wear black, grey, brown. And don't get it wrong, I still love those colors, those are still very much my go-to, but now I actually enjoy wearing more colors as well, which just feels so nice because, like I said, I love fashion. I'm into all of that stuff. So it's nice that now I can actually feel more confident in the clothes that I can wear. And, you know, I can have a bit more fun because tell me one girl who doesn't like to shop. Like, please tell me. So I'm definitely enjoying that. And now that I'm at a stage where my weight is more stable, I am starting to buy more clothes because during the journey I didn't buy a lot of clothes because I knew I'd be losing weight. And that's a big tip. Don't be buying clothes like very regularly because you lose weight so quickly after having the surgery. So if you're buying clothes often, you're only going to fit them for a short time and then they're too big and then you're just wasting money. So I was very stingy. Like I really didn't buy clothes at the start of the journey, and then it got to that point where my clothes were getting too big. It was actually quite embarrassing. Like jeans would just be sort of like falling off. I'd try and wear a belt, the belt was too big. I would wear tops that were baggy, and it was like, sis, this is not it. You're looking a bit too messy. So I sort of let myself enjoy, and I did start buying clothes. Like I said, I didn't go crazy because I hadn't reached like my goal weight yet. I hadn't reached a target weight yet. So I just sort of bought things to keep me going, especially like work clothes, because obviously I needed clothes I could wear to work. So that was like one of the priorities. I bought things like that. But when it came to sort of going out clothes, things like that, I held back a little bit. And I am still kind of holding back a little bit until I get to like, you know, my sort of target weight or like a healthy weight range. Another thing that I've really been enjoying since losing weight is exercising. Guys, I'm really getting in my fitness bag. Like, I'm actually enjoying going to the gym. I say that and I've not gone to the gym in about 2 weeks. But to be fair, I've been enjoying going outdoors more, like going for walks and runs, which is something I have always done and I've always preferred that, to be honest. But in the recent weeks, I definitely have been enjoying going to the gym, and I feel a bit more confident. Like I don't feel as shy like when I'm going in using weights and things like that. And I know, of course, when you go to the gym, everybody's focused on themselves, so nobody's focusing on you. But that's just something that I'm trying to overcome, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, but it just feels like all eyes are on you, but they're definitely not. So I'm learning that slowly and just telling myself more that, girl, do what you need to do. Just be proud that you're even in the gym. Don't be concerned about anyone else and do your thing. So yeah, I've been working out a lot more, and I set myself little challenges, whether it's like, you know, walk 10,000 steps a day, or do like a 4 mile jog, or do weights, like weight training, whatever it may be. And I feel like that keeps me going because they're not like crazy insane milestones that I can't reach, but it's like things that push myself. So like right now, for example, one of my goals is to try and get to the place to a place where I can run 1 mile in 10 minutes. So currently I'm sitting at 11 minutes 59, 11 minutes 40 something seconds. So I'm getting there day by day, because in the past I think my like the I would do a mile in like 17 minutes or something like that. So yeah, I'm working my way down bit by bit, and it's just little targets like that. Like I just set myself milestones, just so that I can keep pushing myself, because it's not every day you're gonna see the numbers on the scale changing. I'll touch more on that on the, I guess, maybe the negative side. But yeah, it's just been so good for me to set myself little targets and reach them, and it keeps me motivated. And also because I like the way I look now, I actually enjoy taking care of my body. So I know that, you know, if I've got this dress and I want to look a certain way in it, or I already like how I look in it, I do work a little bit harder to maintain that, because I actually do like what I see in the mirror now. So I'm like, yeah, let me work hard to keep that, because I like that look and I want to maintain that. So it's definitely been one of the positives, just being able to exercise more and actually enjoying it, and also not feeling like I'm about to die when I ran like 10 seconds. Which also That literally reminds me, at the weekend I went to Edinburgh to meet the girls, and guys, I nearly missed the train. Like, I literally, I don't even know how I caught that train, but I literally, the train arrived as I was parking my car. I was in the car as the train was pulling up. So it was a race against time between the train leaving first or me getting left behind. Thank God I made that train. The way I ran up those stairs, yes, there was also stairs because the train was on the other side and I needed to run up the stairs, cross the bridge, and run back down. Guys, I made that. Like, and honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, I just felt so proud because the old me would have never made that. Like, it was quite a lot of stairs to run up, and also I had to run to the stairs from the car, so it was a bit of a distance, but the old me could have never made that. Like, she would not have made that. I would have called it a day and said, do you know what, I've missed the train, I'm gonna have to get the next one. But I was so proud that I made it. And then, to make things better, once I was on the train, I didn't even break a sweat, because if anything, if the old me had made it, she would have been close to passing out, but I actually wasn't, and I was really proud of that, because it's little things like that, like being able to run to like catch the train or walk up the stairs without like feeling so puffed out, like just things that are so normal to other people. But when you've been bigger and you've been unhealthy, those things aren't normal to you. So it feels so nice just to be able to do those things, just to be able to like live a life of ease. Yeah, like live life more easily. Like it just, it's really nice. And things like, even like tying your shoes sometimes when you're bigger, like let's say if you've got like a certain pair of heels on, trying to bend down when you've got a bit of extra skin or whatever extra weight on, it can be a bit of a challenge, let's not lie. Like bending down can be a bit hard, but now it's like things like that are just so much easier, and it just, like, I'm just so grateful for it. Like, even though it's such small things, but it's little things like that that are just so nice, just little conveniences in life that just make you think, wow, like what a journey. And I just become so appreciative of it, because I know what it's like to be in the other shoes. I know what it's like to sort of struggle with those things, like just walking or just exercising or tying your shoes. So it's really nice, and like I just appreciate it now that I can enjoy those things, and not everything is so much of a struggle anymore, which we thank God. Another positive, or I don't know if I'd say that, well, yeah, it is a positive. It's more of an interesting realization, I suppose. But one thing that I've noticed is that people treat me a lot nicer. And I've seen a lot of other people saying this when they've lost weight, and I've always been like, all right, okay, yeah, I guess so. But I've now seen it for myself, to be honest. I've definitely seen people just being generous, just being like more polite, opening doors for me, offering a hand for me, speaking to me in a nicer way, people commenting nicer on social media, people reaching out. Like, it's very interesting. And I don't know, part of me is like, am I noticing these things because I'm in like a more positive mindset? And like, when you're like grateful, when you're positive, good things tend to happen. Like, when you feel good, good things tend to happen. When you feel bad, good things don't tend to happen. Let's be honest, you don't find many people who have a bad mindset that are very lucky. So my thing is, are people actually being nicer, or is it just that I'm noticing it more? I don't know, but I do feel as if people are nicer, which I guess that's a good thing, and I'm not gonna complain. Like, it's, we should all treat people nicely anyway, regardless of how they look. But maybe that ties in with science as to like how, people treat you better when you dress nicer, when you look better, when you're prettier, pretty privilege, all that type of stuff. I don't know, but that's one thing I've noticed. And with that, actually, that ties in with attention for men. That I've definitely noticed. Like, yeah, it's definitely more it's more noticeable. Like, I will just say, like, when I've been going on like online dating and things like that, the DMs have been popping a lot more than they did in the past. And again, is that because, maybe, I don't know, maybe because I'm posting nicer pictures, and I guess, well, they like the way I look now compared to in the past. But even like in public, like the other day when I was in Edinburgh, there's this guy that walked past me, and like I just kind of glanced over because I'd noticed he was looking at me, but I didn't have my glasses on, so I couldn't quite tell if he was like looking in my direction or what. But anyway, I kind of glanced over, and then he was, as we were on the escalator, so he was like going up and I was coming down, and he was like, I'm so sorry, I can't stop staring at you, but you are gorgeous. And I was like, wow, okay. Men are just very forward, but like obviously it is nice and it's flattering. Like there's not one person out there who doesn't want a bit of attention. Like it is nice, but I'm like, yeah, that's one thing that I'm getting used to, that people are just more forward, and it is what it is. So now looking at the sort of the bad side, I guess, the negatives of weight loss or gastric sleeve surgery, I guess, and more specifically. Um one of the challenges that I'm still facing is, when you go out with your friends, you go out for food, I'm still at that stage where I don't eat food, and I don't know if that will ever like get back to normal. Like I don't know if I'll ever be at a stage where I eat full meals. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, one of the challenges can be that, when you're out with your friends, you'll literally be full after like 3 4 bites, sometimes depending on what you're eating. I find that when I eat carbs, so like the rice, noodles, pasta, all that type of stuff, I get very full very, very quickly. So I do have to be mindful to avoid that type of food, or sort of limit it, especially when I'm out with friends, because, we've gone out together. I'm done after like 4 bites and my friends are still going and going, and you're just kind of sitting there awkwardly like playing with your food. So that can be a bit of a challenge sometimes, that yeah, that you just kind of have to be comfortable with what you can eat, and don't force yourself to eat. Like I've said this in the past before, because I've done it before, where I just kind of keep eating because I'm like, everybody else is eating, let me just eat. But the way you feel afterwards when you've overeaten, it's not even worth it. It's not even worth it. So for me now, as soon as I'm done, I'm done, and I will just ask for a takeaway box and just take my food home. Like my friends are probably so tired of me, because wherever we go, I'm gonna take my food home. Like I will, because, and the thing is, I'm not gonna leave it and waste it, because 9 times out of 10, I've left more than 50% of the food. 9 times out of 10, I've probably left about 70 to 80%. And that's the other thing as well. I think a lot of the times the sort of the waiters, the restaurant staff probably think that I didn't enjoy my food, and it's not that, because I absolutely enjoyed my food. I just can't eat it, so I'm gonna take it home. So be prepared to always take food home with you. Um, Even like now, I think to myself, I should probably carry like a little shopping bag or whatever, because I always, always, always have food left over. So be prepared for that. And yeah, you might say, why don't you just eat smaller portions, or why don't you eat starters? Even if I have starters, sometimes, guys, I will still not finish it all. Like sometimes, depending where you go, some portions are just huge. There is times where I've ordered like a starter or 2 starters rather than a main meal, and I still don't finish it. So yeah, that's kind of not always in control. And even things like not being able to eat food, or rather not, it's not recommended to eat and drink at the same time when you've had gastric sleeve surgery. To be honest, I think it's recommended to not eat and drink at the same time for everyone, just in general, because of like, your digestion, and then you get fuller quicker if you're eating and no, it takes longer to get full if you're eating and drinking at the same time. I don't know, but yeah, with gastric sleeve, you're not supposed to do that, because it does. I think when you drink, it makes the food go down quicker, so then you end up eating more. So then it just defeats the purpose. So if I've gone out for food and drinks with friends, I need to be mindful that as much as I want to have a cocktail and also want to have a good meal, sometimes I just can't. Sometimes I literally just have to get water, because there's times where I've literally gone out and I've ordered like a main meal and I've ordered a drink, and now both of them are not finished. I can't finish the drink, I can't finish the main meal, and I've got two things that are half done. And more often than not, at least I can take the food home, but I can't take the drink home. So sometimes I'm like, I'm just gonna stick to water, because there's nothing else I can do. Another thing with gastric sleeve surgery or weight loss, I don't know if this one is just weight loss related, or if it's gastric sleeve surgery related, but guys, I am always cold, like extremely cold, like crazy cold. Like As soon as I get in my car, I turn up the heat. If I'm staying in a hotel, I crank up the heat. We were in Morocco just a few weeks ago. Every day I would literally turn that heat up to like, God, like, I don't know, 26, 27 degrees, because your girl, she be getting cold. She be getting cold. So prepare yourself for that. So nowadays, 9 times out of 10, I'm probably gonna have a cardigan or a jumper or a scarf in my bag, because I hate getting cold. And see, when I get cold, like my body just, like, everything just gets so painful and I get irritable and tired. It's not nice. So yeah, you will get cold often, and yeah, just be prepared. Like, even when I have a big jacket on, sometimes I will still be freezing. I remember when I used to work in the office at work, I would literally crank up the heating to like 30 degrees and people wanted it at like 21 degrees, and I'm like, if you're gonna make me come to the office, at least let me have some heat, because I cannot. So prepare yourself to be colder than you've ever been before. Another sort of not negative, I guess, one of the things that you have to deal with, it's almost like imposter syndrome. It's almost a bit like, I don't know how to describe it, but like when people tell me, oh my gosh, you've lost so much weight, yada yada yada, I almost feel the need to be like, oh, thank you, it's because of surgery. Like, I almost feel the need to downplay my hard work and my achievements that I've put in to lose that weight, and almost be like, oh, but it's surgery. And it's like, I don't know why I do that. Like, I almost feel like a fraud, like when I say, like, I've had surgery, and I don't know why, because the thing is, I have put in the hard work. Like, having gastric sleeve surgery or any other bariatric weight loss surgery, it's not a get out of jail free card. It's not an overnight success. I wish it was. If it was an overnight success, life would be easy, but it's not. The thing is, you can still have this surgery and not lose weight. You can have the surgery, lose weight, and gain it back. You can have the surgery, it might not even work for you. Like, there is just so many factors. So the thing is, even though you have the weight loss surgery, you still need to do portion control. You still need to exercise. You still need to have like a balanced diet. It's not like the cheat. It's not a cheating card or whatever. It's not like a, oh, what's the word? It's not the easy route. That's it. It's not the easy route. And I don't know, yeah, sometimes I just feel like I downplay my achievements, like, and I shouldn't, because I mean, the people who follow me on my Instagram, on my Fit by Fatty page, you guys know that I'm out here busting my ass trying to run 4 miles, trying to walk 10,000 steps, trying to reduce my carb intake, trying to focus more on eating protein. So I am putting in the work, and I don't know, sometimes I just feel like I almost have to be like, oh, but it's surgery, because I just feel as if, like, if I don't say that, people are like, oh, you cheated, or like, oh, but like, you exercising and eating healthy is not the full story. And yeah, to be fair, exercising and eating healthy is not the full story. I don't think I would have lost this much weight this quickly, if I hadn't had the vertical sleeve surgery, the gastric sleeve surgery, whatever you want to call it. But I am thankful, and like I said, it doesn't work for everybody. So just because you have it doesn't mean it's the easy way out. It is absolutely not the easy way out. Like, having gas pains is not the easy way out. Waking up after surgery is not the easy way out. Risking your life to go on the table to lose weight is not the easy way out. It is absolutely not. But honestly, I'm glad I did it, and to be honest, I would do it again. One thing that you do also have to sort of prepare yourself for after having the surgery, this is not even necessarily a negative, to be honest, but it's more like a lifestyle change. But you will have to take vitamins every day for the rest of your life, which sounds really long and like scary, but it's not. To be honest, everybody should probably take vitamins regardless of weight loss surgery or not, but it's just more important for those of us that have had surgery, because you are eating less food, and therefore, you know, naturally you're going to get less nutrients from your food. So it is important that you are taking those daily. Saying that, I've actually not had mine today, to be honest. I need to top them up, but I am gonna do it. And of course there is days where I forget to take my vitamins, but I would say for the most part I have been good and I've been trying to be consistent. It's often when I'm traveling that's when I will probably forget slash not pack my vitamins, which is not good. And but no, I am trying because I've seen some of the impacts of not taking your vitamins, and I just don't want to deal with that. So like so far my whole experience has been positive and I just want to keep it that way. So I also take things like collagen, and I'll mix that in with my protein powder. And again, that's just good for like your skin elasticity. So that really helps with, obviously you're going to lose a lot of weight quite quickly. So there's chances that you're going to have loose skin or stretchy skin. So collagen just helps to sort of reduce that and keep your skin firm and tight. To be fair, I didn't actually start taking collagen until it's been in the last few months, to be honest, maybe around sort of November, December time. So I was a few months into my weight loss surgery before I started taking collagen, but I'd probably recommend taking it a lot earlier, just probably because it's better for you. I've been quite fortunate that I've not actually had a crazy amount of loose skin, and that probably is because I didn't lose a crazy amount of weight in a crazy amount of time. Yeah, I know I said at the start I've lost 5 stone in a year, but some people lose like 5 stone in like 6 months. So that's what I mean. Like I didn't do crazy numbers like that, which again I'm actually glad for because I think it helps me to sort of make it more of a lifestyle. If I'd lost all that weight quite quickly, there's probably a high chance I wouldn't have enjoyed the journey. There's probably a high chance I would have gained the weight back. I'd have probably just really struggled to sort of maintain it. And yeah, the fact that I've still been able to enjoy myself, I still go out with friends, I've gone on holiday and like, enjoyed all inclusive like stays and whatever. And for the most part, I've been able to enjoy myself. So it has been nice that it's been a gradual weight loss, which just means, I've been able to maintain the weight loss a bit more. And like I said, I've not had to go crazy changing my whole wardrobe overnight. So it has been good. I think one of the other things that you'll have to deal with as well, and this is more just weight loss related, I suppose, body dysmorphia. So I see a lot of people talking about it and mentioning it, and I guess it affects a lot of people, to be honest. I would say I don't think I've had it that crazily, I don't think. Um like yes, of course there's some days where I look in the mirror and I feel bigger than probably the size that I am, because like yeah, there's times where I'll look in the mirror and I'll think I'm a bit bigger, but then I'll buy like a top or jeans or whatever, and then they're like a size 10 and I fit into them just fine. So that then kind of gives me that like reality check, like you're only a size 10, like it's like that's not big at all. um so I wouldn't say I've had to deal with crazy body dysmorphia, and I think for me, again, it probably depends a lot on what you're wearing. Of course, everybody, no matter what size you are, there's going to be things that are flattering and things that are not flattering. So, of course, when you wear things that are not flattering, you probably will look a bit bigger or maybe not as tight or trim or whatever in certain areas, whereas when you wear things that are more fitted and more for your body shape, you'll look more like the size that you are, or maybe even smaller, I don't know. So yeah, I wouldn't say I've had crazy body dysmorphia, not to the point where like I'm so uncomfortable with the way I look, or I don't know. I think, yeah, I can't say I've really had to deal with that. I think it's just more, yeah, sometimes, like I said, sometimes I will look in the mirror or look at a certain picture and just think maybe I'm bigger than I am. But then, like I said, when I wear like a certain piece of clothing and it's a certain size, that just kind of brings me back to reality that this is actually the size that I am. So just to sort of add to the last point about body dysmorphia, I guess one thing that sort of kept me like grounded or sort of has really helped me during this journey is not focusing too much on the numbers, in terms of the numbers on the scale and like the amount of weight that I've lost. Of course, you're probably thinking, but you do need to focus on the numbers, you need to focus on you know, how much weight you're losing. That is important. But now that I'm at a much healthier weight, um like I don't beat myself up if I gain 1 pound or 2 pounds, or if I've not lost 4 pounds in 1 month, or like I don't. I'm now at that stage where I'm comfortable with the way things are, and I've not reached my goal weight yet. Again, even in terms of the goal weight, it's more I've got like a health. I want to reach a healthy weight range, and that is based on sort of BMI, and also based on liking the way I look. So right now I do like the way I look, but I would I could be better, and I think that's how most of us feel, to be honest. Most people probably like the way they look, but there's always some things that you do want to change. So for me, honestly, my number one priority is just to get to a healthy weight range, which I am close to. So I think once I get to like what I'm trying to say is I don't want to reach a certain weight, because there's so many things that can affect that number on the scale. It can be muscle, it can be fat, it can be you can gain weight or lose weight at the time of the month. So things change so much, and if I say to myself I want to reach this specific number, what happens if I reach that number but I then end up being smaller than what I'd thought? Or what happens if I've got more muscle on my body but I don't reach that number? So let's say, because like, you know, when it comes to like weight and things like that, muscle weighs more than fat, if I'm not mistaken. So now that I'm exercising more and doing more weight training, of course I'm gonna build more muscle. And you know, sometimes I'll find like, how come I've been eating really, really good for 2 weeks and exercising really, really well, but the scale hasn't even changed? But yet, when I look in the mirror, I look different. My tummy looks a bit tighter, my waist is a bit more snatched, things just look a bit better, but yet the number is exactly the same as it was 2 weeks ago. So that's what I mean by don't get too caught up on the numbers, because sometimes you can have a specific number in your head. Even when I was losing weight, when I started the journey, I had a specific weight I wanted to reach. But now that I'm close to that weight, like, let's say even if I stopped losing weight today and I stayed at this, I'm quite happy at this weight, to be honest. I am quite happy at it. Um, but like I said, my main aim is to reach a healthy BMI, hence why I do want to lose a bit more weight. But like I said, so many things can affect that: your body shape, your body structure, your muscles, fat, period, all that type of stuff. So I'm not gonna focus too much on I need to reach this specific number, because also once I reach that specific number, that's going to be a challenge to maintain that specific number. If I've only got one specific target weight that I want to be at, any little thing could totally change that. What happens if one day I just eat a bit too much? Then the scale's going to tell me I've gained 1 extra pound. Am I now going to be sad because I'm 1 pound over my target weight? No. But if I can find a healthy weight range at a good BMI, then I'll be happy to fluctuate between that, because things, you know, there's things that are going to affect it. When I go on holiday, I'm going to gain weight. If it's my birthday or my birthday month, I'm going to eat more, I'm going to gain weight, I'm going to be going out more. Do you know what I mean? But as long as I'm staying within that healthy weight range, then I'm happy. So that is my goal right now, just to keep exercising, or rather maybe even exercise a bit more. Like, I'm enjoying it, so I am pushing myself, and my birthday's next month, so I've got some goals to reach. So yeah, I want to exercise a bit more, eat a bit better, you know, reduce my carbs a little bit, focus more on like the proteins. And now I'm learning that there's just so much good stuff out there. Like, I'm expanding my palette, even just different foods, whether that's meat, that's fish, that's salads, or if it's like protein shakes, if it's protein bars, all that type of stuff. I'm just exploring different things and trying to figure out, what do I like, what do I not like, what works with my body, and you know, what's going to help me to get to a place where I'm really, really content with my body. And honestly, I think I'm gonna get there. Like, I feel like it's within reach, and it's doable. Looking at how much weight I've lost over the past year, it's absolutely doable, and I'm excited. Like, I'm looking forward to just, I'm excited and I'm happy where I'm at right now, to be honest. But I'm excited and I'm happy to be getting a bit closer to my goals. Even if I don't reach a specific weight range that I want to get to, I'm still okay with the way I am now. I'm a lot happier with where I am now than where I was in the past. So yeah, I can't complain too much. Again, just adding to the not focusing on the numbers too much. When it comes to like clothes and things like that, of course, being a former bigger girl, it does feel nice. I'm not gonna lie. It does feel nice to buy clothes that are smaller. I'm not even gonna lie. But one thing now that I'm learning or realizing now as well is that, again, just trying to not get caught up with the numbers too much. Because I like the way that I look, I try not to let the size of clothes that I'm wearing affect me too much. So whether I'm wearing a 10 or a 12 or a 14, because that's the reality of it. You could be a size 10 in one shop, a 12 in another, a 14 in another. Guys, I literally have a jacket from H&M that's a size extra small, I think it is, size 6, whatever it may be, and then in another shop I'm struggling to even get into a size 12. So it's like I try not to get too caught up with it. Like for me now, it's more like, do I like what I see in the mirror? Am I happy with the way my body looks? Am I wearing things that are actually fitted for my body, that are not too baggy, that are hugging me in all the right places and loose in all the right places? And that probably makes the biggest difference. Like wearing things that are fitted for your body. Like my friend Fatima used to always tell me that. She would be like, girl, get the stuff that fits you properly. And I was always like, no, I'm just gonna wear the baggy stuff. But she was so right, because honestly, getting an outfit or getting clothes that fit you the way that are for your body shape makes such a difference. And that's the thing. That's how, to me, that's how I found that I can look better, or give off like a better figure or better look, whatever it is. It's by wearing things that actually fit me properly. And that's probably one of the things that I struggled with when I was bigger, because like I said earlier, I would just wear loose stuff, baggy stuff, because I did want to hide. I didn't really want to show off my curves. I didn't really know how to dress that body back then. But now that I've got this new body and I'm figuring it out, I am doing trial and error, trying different things, different colors, and trying to figure out what looks good on my body, what does not look good on my body, what can I rock and what should I not. So yeah, don't get too caught up in those numbers, because those shops will make you cry. Like they will absolutely make you cry if you are set on being a specific number. Like just don't, especially when it comes to like ordering stuff from like AliExpress and Shein and things like that. Those people are very small, so their size large is like a UK size 10. And I'm not joking. I was genuinely looking at some exercise clothes yesterday, and their size large was the UK size 10, and I'm like, what? So don't be getting caught up too much on the numbers. Focus on what looks good on you now, what is flattering. And even if you're on your weight loss journey, like it is okay to get a few new clothes. Like I said, don't buy a whole new wardrobe just yet until you get to your sort of healthy weight or your weight range or whatever, or unless you absolutely need to. But yeah, buy things that are flattering, and it is okay to show off your body sometimes. Like that's something that I am learning now. You don't need to wear baggy stuff all the time. Sometimes you can wear things that are a bit more fitted and more flattering. When it comes to clothes, again, of course, because we're going to talk about fashion, one thing that I'm struggling with is letting go of old clothes. I think part of me is just kind of like, one of the things that's always at the back of my mind is, what if I gain weight back? Which is just the wrong mindset to have. But I think I've got that because I have lost weight in the past before and then gained it back. So I think now, when I lost weight, that was naturally. So that was like before surgery. So now I think it's just kind of on the back of my mind, like what if, which it's not a way to live. Like that's just kind of living life like, what if, I don't know, what if I fall today, what if I get run over today? Like it's not the right mindset to have. But yeah, I think when you struggle with weight for a long time, that is just something that is always going to be on the back of your mind. So right now I am just going through a phase of trying to like let go of old stuff. And I think part of me is also kind of like, I'm holding on because I want to wait until I get to that goal weight or that target weight range, so that I can really do the comparison and really see how far I've come. but I literally have like two full bags of clothes, and these are the ones that are still here. I've already donated some, I've already like given some to family and friends, because there's things that I have as well that, you know, still have tags, or maybe have only been worn once or twice. Things like bridesmaids dresses, for example, I've only worn them once, but they definitely don't fit now. So it's like I'm literally holding on for what? So yeah, some things I've sold, but there is still a lot of stuff that is remaining, and it is just hard to like to actually accept like, wow, you've lost this weight, like. And I think I just need to kind of reassure myself that it's not coming back, or rather I need to keep working hard to remember, not to remember, rather I need to keep working hard to make sure that I don't put that weight back on, because I don't ever want to get back to that weight. Like, I don't ever want to even get back to that place mentally, because I was quite unhappy. Like, of course there were days where, you know, I had good days. I still, you know, went out with my friends. I still had a good time. I would still dress up and look cute occasionally, but for the most part, generally I wasn't as happy as I am now. Like, now I'm a lot happier, and I want to keep that. I want to maintain that, and I think that comes with everything. That comes with the exercising, with the weight loss, with the feeling more confident in the clothes that I wear. With it, it's just a part of the whole journey of losing weight, I guess. So yeah, overall it's been such a crazy journey, but I'm so glad I did it. Like, if I think like, do I have any regrets? To be honest, no. Would it have been nice to have lost the weight naturally? Absolutely. But have I still lost the weight regardless? Yes. Am I healthier? Yes. Am I happier? Yes. And it's been a positive experience for me. That's not the same for everybody, of course. Like, we've all heard the horror stories. Some people don't make it. Like I said, some people it doesn't work for them. Some people have complications after surgery. Some people it's like the worst thing that they've ever done and they absolutely regret it. So I am so forever grateful to God that He kept me safe, that it's been such a positive experience for me. Like, I've not had any complications when I've had checkups with doctors here in the UK. It's been positive. The weight loss has been gradual. It's been smooth. I've not had any sort of complications, things like that. So it has been such a positive recovery experience and just such a positive journey. And honestly, like, without God, it wouldn't have been the same. And that's like, that's just why I pray so much and like just thank Him for everything, because it could have easily gone wrong on so many levels, but it hasn't. It has been such a good journey, and honestly, I don't know if I'd go as far as to say it has changed my life, because that is quite cheesy, but it's definitely changed my life for the better. I'm not gonna lie, and I probably would have done this surgery a lot earlier if I'd known that I would feel the way I feel now. Um, but yeah, it's definitely like, when you're thinking about having the gastric sleeve surgery, it's definitely something that you need to think strongly about, because it's not easy. Like, it's not easy. You know, some of the things I've already mentioned, all the gas pains, all the complications, it might not work. There's so much to consider, and I would say that, you know, for anybody thinking about it, like, think about it, pray on it, speak to people, watch videos, speak to doctors, because even after you have the surgery, it doesn't end there. Like, once you've had the surgery, it's not the next day you just wake up, you lose weight, and that's it. Like, it's gonna be a journey. There's so many challenges that come with it. So it's like, you really need to think on it, you really need to pray on it, you really need to think twice. Like, it is like the sort of final, like the last straw, like the last decision. Like, once you've tried all the other diets, or maybe you've got some serious health conditions and nothing else has worked, then yeah, it's definitely worth thinking about. So I would recommend people that are looking into it to keep doing research and ask questions, and, you know, just do your due diligence. Yeah, that's the word. Do your research and be at peace with it. Like, um, if you do obviously decide to go ahead with the surgery, I know one of the comments, or a few of the comments that I've had, is people saying, I've booked the surgery but I'm really nervous about it. Something that I often say to people is, you know, if it is getting closer to your date and you're still really nervous about it, I don't know if you should be going through with it, because I don't even know if that's the right place to be mentally, to be super anxious and stressed out about surgery and then go ahead with it. Because the thing is, if you go in with that mindset, then you get your surgery, and then those first few days when you come out, and it is really tough, you're going to be regretting it. And to be honest, even if it's a positive experience for people, there is a lot of regrets at the start, but as soon as something goes wrong, you're gonna be like, I regret this, because you have gone in with that mindset of like, I'm not sure, I'm very nervous. So I still stand by that. If you've booked it and you know you're very anxious, you're stressed out, maybe look at pushing the surgery a little bit. I'm not saying don't do it, but I would say maybe push it and just really wait until you're at peace before you do decide to go ahead with the surgery. When I went for it, um I was absolutely nervous, don't get it wrong. I was still a little bit nervous and anxious, but I was very much at peace with the decision. I was very ready. I was ready for the change. I was excited for the change. Like, I was excited for this point now. I was excited for the 1 year mark. I was excited for that 5 stone weight loss. I was excited for feeling like myself again. So I didn't really, I I got over all the nerves and the anxiousness and all of that, and I was like, now I'm ready. So when I went for my surgery, I was definitely ready. Of course, on the day I was still very anxious. You guys have seen the video and I've let you know, but I was definitely at peace, and I had come to terms with my decision, and I'd thought about all the things as well, that, you know, it could go wrong. It might not work for me. I could have complications afterwards, and I'd thought all that through and I'd come to terms with it. So I would say, do your research, ask questions, watch videos, speak to the doctors, speak to other patients. Like, I've even had a couple of girls who have booked their surgeries, and you know, they've been asking me so many questions, and like, it's nice for me because I'm like, when I was doing my research, I was doing the same to other people. I was reaching out to people on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, asking questions, just getting that reassurance, and like, yeah, speak to people. Like, I'm more than happy to do that. Like, I'm more than happy to share how my experience has been, how I found things. And I think another thing that I always remind people, everyone's experience is so different. Someone can have a really good experience and someone can have a really bad experience. So just because I say my experience is good doesn't mean yours is going to be good too. And just because someone has a bad experience doesn't mean you're also going to have a bad experience. Everyone's journey is so different, and that's why it's so important to speak to so many people. Think of all the risks, all the benefits, think of everything, and then you go in making an informed decision. Guys, I feel like I've chatted enough. I think I've told you guys everything. I've given you the good, the bad, and the ugly. But yeah, all in all, I just want to wrap up the video and say thank you for watching, and thank you guys for supporting me on this journey. Of course, it's not been easy, like opening up and letting people know about the weight loss, letting people know about the surgery. Like, when I sort of started announcing it on social media, I was very much prepared for any like backlash or comments, and of course I've absolutely had those, but I'm happy with where I'm at. I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm getting my groove back, and I'm just excited. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you found it informative. If you do have surgery coming up, then sending lots of love and prayers your way, and I'm praying that it's just a positive experience, and that, you know, you will get healthier and get to that healthy weight or that healthy goal, whatever it is you're working towards. So yes, sending lots of love, positivity, and encouragement your way. As always, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.